Hi! So today we're going to talk about the smoky eye. So this is one of the most asked questions ever. Everyone just wants to be able to achieve that sultry, smoky, seductive eye, and I'll show you how really easily today with these simple steps. It will require practicing, but I will show you as easy of the steps as I could, okay? So let's go. I already have my base foundation makeup on, just like in a previous video that we shot in an episode. So if you want to go through that as well before you begin your smoky eye, please do all the steps first, okay? So that way you're all ready to go after you're done your eye. So this step will seem kind of funny, but we will do it. You could do it like this, or you could do it with the tape method. But with the tape method, what it'll do is actually it'll take off a bit of your makeup. With the tape method is you do your eye, whatever falls down, you take some tape and you tape it and you peel it off. But that actually sometimes stretches your skin, so I don't want to cause any of that to you. We're going to do it with the powder method. So take a bit of your face powder and just pat a whole bunch underneath. If you look funny, so what? You look funny, but that's okay. Oh yeah, forgot, I have to clip up my hair with my favorite Mickey Mouse clip first. You don't want to get all this stuff in your hair. So just put a bunch of powder on underneath. It's okay if you have a lot on. Nothing will happen. It'll actually help probably set your makeup even better. And no one can see, just you. And of course you can see me. So with that, we'll start with the base. So we want to use a primer. I want a shimmery smoky eye today because I want to show you how to do a beautiful holiday look that you can wear to all your parties. So the shimmery look, I'm going to use a slightly shimmering base. So this one can be applied with your fingers, or you can apply it with a brush. So this is a lid primer. I'm using in something similar to my skin color, but slightly brighter and slightly more gold. And I'm going to add a little bit in the inner corners. So when you're doing the inner corners, just be careful that you don't poke your eye out. So that's why sometimes using a brush is easier. So the primer you put all over, from lid to crease. And then if you were to do it with a brush, you brush it like this with a synthetic brush. So it would be something like a brush made for a lid primer, or you can use one for your concealer. But use a different brush so that you don't mix your concealer with this. So this gives you a nice sheer veil of shimmer. And you can brush that out a little bit in there, and you might need to add more later, but that's okay. So now that it's set, see how even the eyes are? So even on days where you're not doing a lot of makeup, you can actually just put a really pretty shimmering base underneath and just go, right? You'll need different tools, so try to get as many eye makeup brushes as you think you'll need. You kind of, if you haven't tried it before, you just don't know which ones you'll need, right? But generally, these would be the basic ones that I love. Tried, tested, and used for 15 years now. So you need a fluffy brush. You'll need a smudge brush. You'll need an eyeliner brush for gel liner. I love gel liners for smoky eye. A flat liner brush. A fluff brush. This is a medium-sized fluff brush. This is a crease brush, it would be called, but you can use it anywhere. It could be a lid brush. It could be called a few different names depending on which company you purchase this from. And then this one is an angled eyeshadow brush. And then this was the setting powder brush, the one that we always use for putting powders around our eye area so we don't poke it out with a big brush, right? So these would be the tools. Oh yeah, and of course this was the lid primer brush. These would be the tools you need. If you do find out you don't need them all as you're practicing, then you actually don't need to use them all. This is just a guideline. So now that we have our base on, I'm gonna curl my lashes. So this is a good time to curl your lashes because then your powders that you use on top afterwards will actually kind of coat your lashes more for a better, fuller mascara application. So just pump it a few times. And if you see your curled lashes before you start, you kind of get a better guideline too of where to put the colors. So what I want to start with first would be taking the smudge brush, and I'm choosing this brush out of all the brushes because it's the most precise brush, so the least amount of fluff, and you get the best control out of this brush. And we're going to take this and dip it into our black shadow, or it could be whichever color you choose would be your darkest shade, because it gives you enough control that's not going to smoosh everywhere. If colors smoosh everywhere, that's kind of when you get the raccoon look, right? Which we all don't want, which is so easily accidentally happens with trying to create a smoky eye. So we're not going to do that. So by using this controlled brush. So you want to draw, I want to do a bright glimmering look. So I'm going to draw a V on the outer corner of my eye. See the V? Everybody can do this V very easily. And then I'm going to darken it. So you always start with less and build more. That's the key. If you start with less and build more, that will be so much easier than if you put on way too much and you're trying to take it off. So then if you're trying to take it off, you would take off your base, you would take off everything, and it'll just turn into a big mess. So just always start with less and more. So I'm just gonna blend it back and forth, and then the V is not so harsh, right? The key to eye makeup is blending. Unless you're trying to do, you know, a funky fashion look where you need the harsh lines, but otherwise blend it out. So that already gives you a really nice, smoky, soft, sultry look. I want to make it more intense now, right? Because we're going to do a sexier, smoldering look. So I'm going to put more black here. The more black you put on your lid area or closer to your lash line, the more intense it'll look. So we want to do that. And blend, blend, blend. My crease ends here. Everyone's creases are different, so if you want to blend up higher, you could blend up higher. If you are wearing false lashes, you can also blend up higher. But if you're not wearing false lashes, you don't have to blend it up too high. I will put on false lashes with this look because usually with a smoky eye, you want to put on some falsies to make it look even smokier and more intense, because we are going for an intense look. Okay, that one's good. Now we're going to do the other side. Same thing, V. As you can see, this side's V didn't look like that side's V in the beginning, but that's okay. You just blend it up. And then you can make it look similar on both sides. And keeping in mind, for today's smoky eye, I'm actually going to leave this part light, okay? Because if you leave that part light, it actually makes your eyes look bigger. And I want to have a brighter eyed look today. But on other days, if I want it all dark here, you could do that too. It's really pretty as well. Just depends on what mood you're in. So this video, we'll do that. And then I'll show you the other look in another video. This black part or your dark color part is very important to make sure it's pretty even on both sides, that you have enough color. If it's not like totally shape-wise even, that's okay. You just have to make sure the color deposits is pretty even so you get the same intensity on both sides. So now that that's done, I want to do a little bit more of a brightening effect on the inner part. So I'm going to take a brightening eyeshadow powder and I'm going to put it on top of the primer. So on top of the primer, it will grip really nicely to give you a really soft, bright, shimmering focus look. And then with whatever's left over on the brush, after you've brushed it on here, you can actually take it and bring it into your inner corners a little bit further to again make the eyes look bigger and brighter. And sweep whatever's left right on top of the primer that you did on the lower inner corners. Okay, now I'm gonna frame the eyes with a lighter powder that goes just underneath the eyebrows. So that would be called a highlight eyeshadow. So my highlight eyeshadow, I'm just gonna take a color from this palette that's just close to my skin tone and a little bit less shimmery than this one, okay? So we wanna use something a little bit less shimmery. And this way it frames your eyes and it kind of makes everything come together really nicely. This part is so easy. You just take your fluffy brush and go underneath your eyebrows. This is the easy part. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm gonna start on my eyeliner. And then after the eyeliner, you can see how much you need to smudge. So I'm gonna do the black gel liner. You don't have to scoop it out with a knife like me, but I'm just doing it just because I don't wanna leave my jar open too long, just in case, so that the air doesn't get to it. Coat your gel eyeliner brush with your eyeliner on both sides and start lining. So make sure when you line, you're lining first in between your eyelashes. That is so important, because if you leave a gap and you don't line your eyelashes, you'll see white spots and then it looks funny, which we don't want, especially for what we're trying to look sexy and smoky, right? We don't want to look funny. And the thickness of the eyeliner, you can choose. If you want to go super thick, go super thick. But I will do a few different coats just to make sure that it's very, very dark and black and intense. I'm also going to do the wingtip. So as you see, just for my eyes it looks a little bit better for me. That's why I'm going to do it. But you don't have to do it. So after you've done the full line, you just extend it a little bit up. And then you got that little wingtip. That actually helps make your eyes look bigger and brighter again. Just make sure you have a good amount of product on your brush and just brush up. And whatever is left over on your brush, you can actually dust on your lower lash line. Again, so that way we avoid putting on too much product on the lower lash line to begin with. And I'm just lining it 3/4. So I'm leaving this quarter with no eyeliner. And then as I'm brushing, I can see that it's blending pretty well. So I'm just gonna add a few more blending strokes in. All right, so that side's done with the eyeliner. We'll move on to the next. Just be really careful that you don't get the brush into your eyes. And make sure your brush was cleaned before you use this liner. Because if you didn't clean it beforehand, it will actually come out really clumpy, which you don't want. Then you can't get the precision. Okay, so I've lined it. We're gonna check to make sure they're both even. I can see this side has a little bit of lower eyeliner than this side. I'm gonna add a little bit more on this side. And now to make it even smokier, we're gonna take your smudge brush again and dip it into your black powder. And just on the upper half of your eyeliner, you're gonna wiggle it back and forth. And that way it causes a very smoky, smooth effect between your eyeliner and your eyeshadows. So just wiggle, 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 wiggle. And we'll create that smoldering effect that way. And now we'll do it onto the other side. See the difference? Now this side's really smooth and this side will smooth it out. So that's the upper part. The bottom part, you're gonna dip your brush. You can do the smudge brush or the flat liner brush. You can see which one works better for you, or you can even use both. Sometimes you might need a little bit of powder on the flat liner brush first. You see how we just added it on? It's not even that precise, but that's okay, as long as it's right on top of your gel liner. And then we're gonna smoke it out with this one again. So again, blend and smudge, blend and smudge, blend and smudge. And we're gonna do it on the other side too. Balance it out. Now there's always comments on, should we close off the inside and make it all dark like this, right? Or do we leave a little gap here? That's entirely up to you. So whatever your eye shape looks better with, you could do either or. For me, I could do either or too. So since I close that side up, I'll close this side up. You just add a little bit of black powder here. And make sure your blending is good. Make sure it's even on both sides. Pretty good, pretty good. And then that part is done. I want to add some shimmer for our holiday glam. So the holidays, there's more shimmer and glitter. This is a special shimmer powder that also has a black base to it, so it's not going to be too gold for me. I'm going to add some on my brush, and I'm going to put a little bit of a clear primer on my hand. Where did my clear primer go? Okay. On the back of my hand, and I'm just going to add a little bit of this to the clear primer to get a little paste going on. Because if you add shimmer, this one is a very fine shimmer. There's actually glitter, which are bigger pieces. With shimmer and glitter, you want to make sure it doesn't fall in your eye, because if it falls in your eye, it's really painful. So I'm just going to dab it right in the middle here. Give me more of a holiday glow. And you can always build up the intensity as much as you need. Right down the middle will give you a really, really nice brightness and glow. And then with this step, if you want to use a different color, you can absolutely use a different color. You don't have to use this darker color. The shimmer powders come in all sorts of colors, like pink, you can do purple, you can do a bit of everything. So as you can see, I've smudged it a little bit. No worries. You just take your fluffy brush again and your light powder and you smooth it out again. So that way it looks smooth again. If it's a little bit blended, not so straight when you add the other shimmer color. See? Back to really smooth. So now we can dust off all this. So what I should do, since I'm wearing black, is maybe just put this here. And take your big brush, any big brush, the powder brush usually. And when you're dusting it, I guess it's just be careful you don't dust it all over your own clothes or your own floor if you have black floors. You just wipe it off with a brush like this. And there you go, all the little black powders that have fallen down won't get onto your makeup. And then your makeup has been set even better for a longer lasting finish. So that would be the smoky eyes. I'm gonna do the lashes as well. You'll see the full effect better if you do the lashes. If you don't want to, that's okay. You don't have to as well. Some people already have super long lashes, which I'm so jealous of, you lucky ducks. But I'm gonna put on some falsies. The ones I love now would be the ones that are super easy to put on. You don't need the glue anymore. There's the self-adhesive ones. They're so easy, I love them. They come with 2 strips of glue. So you take your good tweezers, you just lift them off. They're so easy to apply. Like this literally takes a fraction of the time of waiting for the glue to dry and whatnot. And you just attach it to wherever you want. So the end of the strip should always align with the outer corner of your eye, really. And then you just press it on. Just be careful you don't pinch yourself with your tweezers, because otherwise that will hurt a lot as well, and you'll start tearing up, which will cause your eyes to be red. And you just kind of press the glue strip into your eyes. It is so cool. This is one of my new favorite products ever. Makes life so much easier. I'm just gonna bring my mirror closer so I can see better. See the difference eyelashes make? So that's why when I'm doing a smoky eye, I really love to have the eyelashes on too. It really adds that extra oomph to it, right? And then now we're gonna do the other side. Make sure they're even before you totally secure them down. Because once they're secured down, you don't want to have to go back to readjust. Because you do, it's going to cause gaps with your eyeshadows and it won't look as even. That's why good lighting is so important. Okay, now that we have both lashes on, we want to do some mascara on our lower lash line to make sure it evens out a little bit. I'm going to do 3 coats of lower mascara, so this will be my first coat. I'm just going to brush out my eyebrows. In another video, I'll show you how to frame your eyebrows perfectly, but this one I'll just do it really quickly. This is just a brow gel. And we're just going to frame the brow eyes like that. Keep them organized. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see better if I look straight or look down. You can see that a little bit of the glue strip. So what I want to do is actually just take some eyeliner and just go on top of it. So that way you don't see the glue strip at all. So it's undetectable. So everyone will think these are your own lashes, hopefully. Or for me anyways. You just put some of your gel liner on top of the glue strip to just seal in all the eyeliner. And that's why I love gel liner so much. It doesn't take any time to dry, just because the liquid ones take time to dry. And the gel just gets into all the nooks and crannies so well. That saves you time. So a smoky eye like this should probably take you about 5 minutes to create. Of course, in a video with all the instructions and demonstrating, it takes a little bit longer. But once you have this down pat, it should only take 5 minutes of your makeup time. Especially if you use the self-adhesive lashes as well. Perfect. So our smoky eye is done. Now, if this isn't smoky enough for you, you want to add more, you can just always add more black and to make it even smokier. Now, the smoky eye is done. I'm going to put my hair down. I'm just going to show you. As you can see, the face isn't complete. So once you have this down pat, it's still really important to finish the rest of your face. So your bronzer, your blush, and your lips. And then everything will come together and you'll get the perfect look. So now I have the complete look with my smoky eyes. I took a little bit of a few more minutes to finish the rest of my face. So that way you can see the importance of doing the rest of your makeup after just the smoky eyes. So with that, I filled in my eyebrows a little bit. I did my bronzer, a little bit of blush. And as you can see with smoky eyes, because they're a neutral color, you can actually do any colored lips you want. I chose a pinky peach today just to be a little bit softer. Usually with smoky eyes, you tend to go with a slightly softer lip. But if you want to go super bold, you could totally do that too. I also blended a little bit more of black into the creases. So smoky eye is all about blending, 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 blending. So I hope you had fun watching this video and I hope you learned lots. Please click subscribe to our YouTube channel for more fun videos coming soon.